Halima and Imani and Habib were at Rashid's palace, and Habib had left to take Rhodesia to the Libyan border, and he left Imani and Halima there, terrified that they were going to be raped by Rashid again. So the girls were in their bed, and they were so afraid, but so afraid to fall asleep and too tired to stay awake. So they fell into a deep sleep, and they just were out. They were actually so exhausted, from all the worrying and the traveling and then the bombs going off in the caves that they were in. They just didn't sleep well. So that bath in that vanilla cinnamon pool that they had in the harem really knocked them out. The next morning arrives, and they're being shaken, awake. And when they open their eyes, they see it's Habib. He's back. And he says, we got to go. So what happened? So we got to go. The Americans are back again. Rashid fled to his bunker. So we have to leave. I have a place, that we can go now. So they get their things, and he has an AK-47 rifle, and they exit the palace, and they get into a car, his Jeep, and the people are running and screaming through the streets because the Americans are dropping bombs. Well, actually, the NOO. I keep saying, well, the New World Order is the new America. And they're dropping bombs, and the people are just running, but they're not bombing Rashid's palace. For some reason, they want to leave it standing. I don't know. I guess, they're going to use it as a fort once they defeat him. So Habib and Imani and Halima get into the Jeep, and they drive all the way out in the desert. It's deserted, and there's a stone house there. And so Imani says, well, who lives here? So, well, the family that lived here went to Egypt. They escaped, and so the house is ours now, and everything in it. The same way we did in Beirut. We left everything there for the next tenant. So they get out, and it's a stone, like a white beige kind of stone house, and it has dark maroon curtains. You can't see in the windows. So they go in, and it's kind of rustic, and it has a wooden chair and a stove and, a water pump. And so he takes them. He says, well, I want to show you something. And he takes them into the master bedroom. And there's a nice big bed. That's not their room. Their room is the next room, where there's 2 beds in it. But there's a chest at the end of the bed. And he opens the chest, and there's all these, there's telephones, cell phones, there's, what would you call it, bottles, medals, all these things that are in there that can create an IED. So Imani said, well, what's all of this stuff? This junk in here. It's like water bottles. He said, this is what we're going to create weapons from to kill the NOO. These are explosives. So Imani says, well, I can't kill anybody. She starts getting sick and gagging, and she said, I can't do it. He said, yeah, we're going to blow their arms off. We're going to blow their legs off, heads off. Every time they come through this desert, we're going to set an IED for them.